recent. She has 2 counts of aggravated murder.
Good morning, Ms. Henderson. All right, so we're going to first hear from, regarding your bond, we're going to first hear from the prosecutor from the state and regarding charges against you, charges that you are presumed innocent, on charges that allow for you to have an attorney without cost. And after we hear from the prosecutor, we'll hear from your attorney. Okay. Madam Prosecutor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is an allegation of murder in 2 separate charges. It's alleged in this matter that the defendant did cause the death of her 2 daughters, 8 and 10 years old. The badly decomposed bodies of the 2 little girls were found in shallow graves in Cleveland in suitcases. Your Honor, the defendant is 28 years old. She scores a 1 and a 1 on the PSA, has no record noted on the PSA. Your Honor, based on the nature of the allegations and the charges in this case, I would ask for nothing less than a $2 million bond. I would implore the court to consider setting a $2 million bond.
Come on, $2 million
surety at this point for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Public Defender.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Henderson is waiving the preliminary hearing on both cases, and I ask for the most reasonable bond you can give her.
Tell me a little more about her that you know.
Judge, she's been in jail 3 days, and as you've seen the public safety assessment, she's looking for a job and she has a place to live, and all of her life has been in this area.
Looking for a job.
Have you seen her PSA?
I have. I just said, yeah.
Let's go with it. So no history of violence. History, 1-1, no history of violence, no convictions, no charges. Given the nature of the allegations, as well as my concern for the safety of the public, we will deal, the bond will be $2 million.
Yes.
Ms. Henderson, work with your attorney, go
Yes.
to your hearings, and fight for your innocence, okay? Good luck, you take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2 million on it's 1 million
Per
on
case.
each. I'm sorry, thanks for the clarification. It's 1 million each. All right. Any questions, Madam Public Defender?
No, thank you.
Okay. Take care, Mr. House.
Get the fuck out.
Hold tight before you call the next one. This paperwork side.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for reminding me.
You got time.
Oh, I'm glad you. Yeah. I'm thinking that. I'm thinking on 1. That is 1 million, but you saved me on that.
I'm glad you said what you said.
Yeah, we got to remember. That's right.
All right, they mumbling. Hold on.
I don't even mind that. So we could. She has every right. We have every right to all the rights everyone else has. So it's 1 million each. Take that. You need to sign this media forms. Okay.
Oh, it looks like, just FYI, for those that weren't here this morning, that she did come out real quick. Let me rewind it so you can see this heifer, if it will let me. I just happened upon this. I didn't realize it was going to be this early, because in Cleveland, aren't y'all an hour behind? Is Legend here? I think Ohio is an hour behind. It's 9 here, 9:12. So child, they wasn't wasting no time. There she is. This heifer. This is the mother, quote unquote, air quotes, y'all. who deleted the two kids. Allegedly, she's accused of deleting her two minor girls, her minor black little girls, and stuffing them in suitcases in the backyard. Then, of course, she has another daughter that is now, I think they said earlier, is in custody, probably the state. Because you know what I hate? I hate when they put like the kids in the custody of the family members sometimes, because it's like, if she got out, would they allow her to see the kids? Because I feel like, just like when we've been talking about, you know, when someone in your family ain't ish and have done things to people in the family, but you still have them come around. I'm sorry. I just think that that's what a lot of people do, right? Which they don't need. So it's kind of good that they're, you know, in other custody, I shall say. I'm trying to be nice. But so this heifer had the other kid in the house with her, while her other kid, she could look out the window and see him out there in the suitcase, right? So now she out here looking put upon, and they were deciding whether it is that she gets bail. Now, honestly, she shouldn't have no damn bail, in my opinion. And I was hoping it was $2 million per kid. Now, anybody that comes out here and gets this woman out on $1 million each, which, what is 10%? Is that 100,000? Is it 100,000? If it's the 10% rule, is that 100,000 out of the million, right? Whoever would come the hell out and spend $100,000 on this heifer, I ain't gonna say nothing. All I'm saying is, if that is the case, which I doubt, why the hell weren't you there to do something before all this happened? If you got $100,000 that you can spare for this heifer of all. I'm trying to see if I can see if any of this is on these blogs yet, to see what the hell it is that they have to say, to see if I was right on it or not. Because this came real quick. So we were talking about it this morning. Child, I know you effing lying. Child, as soon as I get on Instagram, it's some foolishness. Anyway. Okay, yeah, okay. Thanks for. So the fact that her defense, I guess her defense attorney really didn't have anything, you know, to say, oh no, she's looking for a job. What you talking about? She's looking for a job. Shouldn't she have a job? So as this continues to go on and on and on, we kind of figure out, or we hear more and more, and it's kind of like, oh, so we know who this is. The same old crap. It's just a different biatch. All right, let me see. This is as of 16 hours ago. Let's see what the blogs have to say. So it says, Cleveland woman arrested after two young girls between age 8 and 14 were found dead in suitcases. Police say DNA test confirmed the girls were half sisters. So they are very behind. This is as of 16 hours ago, and this is the most recent thing that the Neighborhood Talk has.
Our officers are human just like everyone else, and they're their parents and grandparents, and it affects them as well.
Cleveland police have identified and detained a person of interest after making a horrific and disturbing discovery. Thanks for joining us for the news at 11. I'm Chris Fry. Two young girls identified as half-sisters found buried in suitcases. Police have not released the name of the person they brought in for questioning, but records show that 28-year-old Aaliyah Henderson was booked into the Cuyahoga County Jail tonight for murder and child endangering. Neighbors telling 19 News she lived at the home where police detained someone earlier this evening. Here's Caitlin McCarthy with the breaking details.
Cleveland police investigators spent hours taking evidence from a home here on East 162nd Street in the Collinwood neighborhood. This is across the street from where the two girls were found in suitcases buried in shallow graves.
Part of the investigation led us to this home, and it's been a nonstop, ongoing investigation. Our homicide unit, it's often not said, but they have been working around the clock in this investigation.
Cleveland police say a person of interest has been brought in for questioning.
They so behind. They are so behind. Nicole, they just had the arraignment of the lady, the woman that deleted her kids. And so that's the reason why I came back, because they just did it, and they just did it real quick. Let me go back to that, actually, because that happened pretty quick. So they said they was going to have this arraignment on Friday, today. I just didn't realize they were going to do it this quick because it's in the 8 a.m. hour in Ohio. So they did it real quick. They did it real quick.
This honorable court is now open in for the city of Cleveland, pursuant to adjournment. The Honorable Jeffrey Johnson is presiding. There will be no talking. Court is now in session. You may be seated.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Judge.
I'm going to ask if the attorney will
Child, he looking like he belonged on the set of Dynasty or something.
put their name on the record, please.
Christine Travellini from the County Prosecutor's Office, 0067957. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Assistant Building Commander Tina Tricarci. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, good morning.
We ready for it.
Okay.
The very first case judge on the docket is Aaliyah Henderson. She has 2 counts of aggravated murder.
Good morning, Ms. Henderson. All right, so we're going to first hear from, regarding your bond, we're going to first hear from the prosecutor from the state and regarding charges.
Because you know it is innocent until proven guilty now. Come on now. We got to have a trial. We got to have a trial. Innocent until proven guilty.
Against you, charges that you are presumed innocent, on charges that allow for you to have an attorney without cost. And after we hear from the prosecutor, we'll hear from your attorney. Okay. Madam Prosecutor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is an allegation of murder in 2 separate charges. It's alleged in this matter that the defendant did cause the death of her 2 daughters, 8 and 10 years old.
You know what? You know what I just realized? They don't even know how they died yet. Now, I heard allegedly that a child, y'all, I'm sorry. Allegedly, there was a head that was found separate from the body. Allegedly. So we don't even know how they died yet. We just know that they were put out into the backyard, partially buried, and it could be anything. Like, this is just starting, y'all. We don't even know how she did it. So they gotta connect her to it, obviously, in order to, convict her and everything. But the odds are, since, like somebody said, she come out the house and she could see it right there. She could see the grave, the shallow grave. She knows that what's over there, because the odds are she definitely did it. And she just continued to live her life. Maybe she will confess and just go ahead and admit that she mad that somebody baby daddy didn't help her or something like that. So there's definitely body cam, because I saw it with that video that I told you I couldn't find. And there is body cam, and they showed the body cam on that episode, which I cannot find that. And they said that they stopped it right before the oppressor opened up the bag. So it is all on body cam. Because then allegedly he, had to walk away because it's gruesome, obviously. We don't know how long they've been dead. We don't know, how badly decomposing the bodies may or may have been. I think somebody said earlier it had to be in order for the dog to smell it. Remember, Fido is the real hero here. Because just imagine if Fido didn't say, sir, I'm going to need you to bring your ass on over here to this part of this person's yard. This could have went on for a while. So there's definitely body cam for sure. If she doesn't confess, it's going to take the medical examiner a minute. Yes, to put it together, they might have to call Michael Biden. Is he still alive? Yeah, exactly. So they still got to do that and figure out how they were deleted first. And then they can start talking about what it is that she allegedly did. So legend says that Ohio has DP, but Mike DeWine paused it since 2019. Okay. Chatty says, I'm from Cleveland. I drove by there yesterday. It's insane over there. It's insane here. So I cannot even imagine For me personally. And I'm nowhere, well, I'm not far from Ohio, but still, it's got nothing to do with me. But I just hate this shit with regard to when people do this stuff to kids and then their own kids. I feel like when it's their own kids, it makes it worse for me anyway. But thanks for letting me know. She a black woman, so they would never give her DP. Exactly, because that would be racist. You already know. No racism, okay? No racism. That's exactly what they would say. I promise. Then all of a sudden, the people will come out.
The badly decomposed bodies of the two little girls were found in shallow graves in Cleveland in suitcases. Your Honor, the defendant is 28 years old. She scores a 1 and a 1 on the PSA, has no record noted on.
So does 1 and 1 on the PSA means that she's competent to stand trial? I'm like, I don't understand what that is.
Your Honor, the defendant is 28 years old. She scores a 1 and a 1 on the PSA, has no record noted on the PSA. Your Honor, based on the nature of the allegations and the charges in this case, I would ask for nothing less than a $2 million bond. I would implore the court to consider setting a $2 million bond, cash surety at this point, for the record. Thank you.
Wait, cash surety, doesn't that mean that you have to come up with the money so you can't like use bail bondsman, Bueller? I feel like that's what that means. So you got to have $100,000. You remember them kids that deleted that man at 2, 3 a.m. in the morning in Philly? They used the cone to do it. It was an anonymous donor who gave those kids the bail to get out. They never knew who the hell it was. They never even knew, the public didn't know that them kids was out. They pulled them back. And they all got off, of course. Man on up out of here. Those kids got off. But the fact that there's an entity out there that can just give money to a jail to get people out of jail and nobody knows nothing about them, had no information on them, didn't have a name, a number, a social security number, nothing, and just let them out. Yeah. Okay. So it's they have to have the cash. Nobody better bond her, or not bond her out, cash her out, I guess. That would be crazy. But you never know, because I didn't even know that you could do that shit. If you're going to get somebody out, don't you have to take responsibility for them, since you are the person that's saying it's okay for them to come out? You know what I mean? Oh, she had the full $2 million to get. I like that. Pay the full $2 million in order to get out. All right, cool. I love it. Is it true someone deleted one of those kids? 2 of them. 2 kids found in suitcases, and she had one girl in the house with her. So we already had deduced that it's a 3x3. So the one dad of the middle child talked about his middle child, how he tried to get at her, tried to get custody of her, went to CPS. Nobody ever did anything. Ain't seen his kid in 4 to 5 years. But he said that he took care of the older girl. Their names are Mila and something else. And he tried to take care of the older girl. So that shows that that's 2 baby daddies, plus they're half sisters. Then he didn't mention anything about the younger kids. So that's the 3rd baby daddy. So there's 3 baby daddies. I'm going to say allegedly, but I'm going to say it's true. Allegedly.
Thank you. Madam Public Defender.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Henderson is waiving the preliminary hearing on both cases, and I ask for the most reasonable bond you can give her.
This is your lawyer. This the lady that's sitting there holding her head. She probably like, Sean, why they get this to me? Meemaw look like she been a lawyer for a while. Meemaw look like she ready to retire off of this case. Look at her. Is she really here for you? Good job. This lady looked like Marsha Clark when she was getting ready for the OJ trial. The other lady looked like she about to go to Florida to say, I'm done with all this shit.
I would implore the court to consider setting a $2 million bond, cash surety at this point, for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Public Defender.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm sorry to interrupt y'all. So is Cleveland a highly black area? Because look at everybody. Look at all the oppressors. They're all black. And then her. And then I believe the area where she was living was highly African American-ish. So is Cleveland where all the blacks go?
On cash surety at this point, for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Public Defender.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Henderson is waiving the preliminary hearing on both cases, and I ask for the most reasonable bond you can give her.
Tell me a little more about it that you know.
Judge, she's been in jail 3 days, and as you've seen the public safety assessment, she's looking for a job and she has a place to live. And
She says she's looking for a job and she has a place to live. Does she? Does she have a place to live? I'm just saying. Yes, it is. And so is Dayton, Ohio. Okay. Bobby said Cleveland is a very mixed, diverse area. Being from Cleveland myself, you have your blacks, you have your Hispanics, and you have your Asians. It's very diverse. Okay. All right. I'm telling you, Mima is done with all this. Child, she barely there. She said, just give me a bond. She don't even care.
preliminary hearing on both cases, and I ask for the most reasonable bond you can give her.
This is
Tell me
amazing.
a little more about it that you know.
Judge, she's been in jail 3 days, and as you've seen the public safety assessment, she's looking for a job and she has a place to live, and all of her life has been in this area. Thank you.
Have you seen her PSA?
I have. I just said, yeah.
Let's go with it. So no history of violence. History, 1-1, no history of violence, no convictions, no charges. Given the nature of the allegations, as well as my concern for the safety of the public, we will deal, the bond will be $2 million. Ms. Henderson, work with your attorney, go to your hearings, and fight for your innocence, okay? Good luck, you take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2 million on, it's 1 million
Per
on
case.
each. I'm sorry, thanks for the clarification. It's 1 million each. All right. Any questions, Madam Public Defender?
No, thank you.
Okay. Take care, Mr.
Child, that public defender looked like she just got out of bed and said, child, what time am I supposed to be here? And all right, I'm here, child. Give her the best. He's like, you want to elaborate? Oh, she has no pride. She's been in jail for 3 days. How many days in jail or how many days do those kids have? Oh yeah, none? Oh, okay. She's been in jail for 3 days and she got good PSA scores, right? And she's looking for a job, child, and she got a place to live. So another thing that has been proven, in my opinion, she's looking for a job, but she has a place to live. So probably some public assistance out here, allegedly, but true, allegedly. That tells it all right there, in my opinion. But she's a good person, child. You don't know. Thank you, Gen Z. She said, this is why I'm not against vigilantes. Allegedly! If the law won't dish proper justice, hell, sometimes someone has to, especially when it comes to any incident pertaining to kids. Oh, Lord, allegedly! All right, shout out to the Queen of Vibes, child. Clearly she ain't playing the games. But I feel you. But I think, it's innocent until proven guilty, of course, but there was the first thing when they found the bodies, I said, oh, so where the Amber Alert or whatever. And then they were like, oh, no kids have been reported missing. I'm like, child, I already knew it from there. No kids had been, so 2 kids end up in a grave and nobody reported them missing. Don't that tell you everything you need to know right there? It's the person whose custody that they was in, because how the hell your kids don't come home for a few days and you don't tell nobody? How your kids missing and you ain't tell nobody? You ain't call the oppressor? You ain't call nobody? You just home living your best life talking about, child, that's less kids' mouths I gotta feed, okay? I mean, this is definitely, in my opinion, like, what is the word? What is it? Is it premeditated? I don't know about premeditated, but she knew what the hell she was doing. If she knew what the hell she was doing, she didn't report nobody missing now, did she? It's just like, all right, I only got to feed this one kid. Hopefully her father was acting right, according to her anyway. We heard the other dad come out and everything that he had to say, waiting to see if first dad comes out of the first kid. We got a long way to go on this one, y'all. We got a long way to go on this one. But let me go over here and see what they're saying on this this blog. So they're saying, my daughters are 8 and 14. This is horrifying. Lord bless their souls. What be going through people's minds when it comes to harming them babies? Girl. She rocked the city with this one. My heart goes out to the girls and their loved ones. And walking in and out of her house, knowing her kids were dead across the street, shaking my head. That is horrific that somebody couldn't even do that to 2 children. My heart, oh my Lord, these poor babies. Stories like this really make you wonder what these kids going through before anyone noticed. Exactly. So sad. Horrific and heartbreaking. Why people keep unaliving kids, I'm sick of it. Well, the comments are not where I thought they would be. So I'm glad about that. Let me be honest. I'm glad about that, okay? Because that's not typically what they be saying in these daggone comments. Upward Man in the building. Thank you so much for being a member for 16 months. Shout out to all the channel members. I see you. I appreciate you. He says, salute Mrs. Messy in the chat. I'm just joining. Glad to see you online today. What kind of mess is going on now, child? This is a tough one. This biatch on the screen then allegedly deleted her kids and put them in a suitcase basically in the side of the yard. Now, I don't know if it's the back of the yard, but it looks like the side of the yard because they said when she came out front, she could just look over and see. So she knew they was there when she was going in and out of the house. She coming home, she knew they was over there. She leaving the house, she knew they was over there. She looking out the window, she knew they was over there. She don't give a shit. She ain't give a damn. This is beyond heartbreaking. These babies deserve so much more than this world gave them. I can't even imagine what they went through. If they are half sisters, where are their dads and other family members? No one reported them missing, and she seems out of it. Poor babies. That is kind of what I'm talking about. Of course, she seemed out of it. She in jail. About to give her a pass. That's where it starts when they're about to give her a pass, y'all. I knew it was her when there was no missing report. Exactly. This is why this is in my city. Sad they're saying the dad has been locked up 8 years and tried to find their whereabouts. Hold up. What dad was in there for 8 years? I ain't hear that. Well, it said they were half sisters, so same mom, different dads in this case. Yeah, sure. Yet not sure which dad this is. Or same dad with different mothers. He could have left the child to be raised by the girlfriend. Do you know anything about her? I can't find any social media. I only seen the aunts on Facebook side. I don't follow her. No, it's 2 dads and 1 mom. Now, all of a sudden, there was a dad. Now, listen, the odds are it could be, right? But we ain't seen nothing yet, so I'm not reporting that. I'm just reading comments. All the stuff that I have been looking at, I ain't hear nothing about no dad being in jail. Now, that dad that came out that we was listening to earlier had been in jail, maybe. But I ain't heard or seen nothing. So that's just people in the comments, but we're going to leave that to the side. We're going to leave that to the side. Okay. When I find something, you know, I'll bring it to y'all. Okay. Ebony says, sound like the woman who drove around with her unalived children and the police put her over and smelled. Yes. Yep. We talked about that earlier this morning. I agree. Men don't do that. They keep their children. No, they all don't keep their children. Let's be honest now. But it could be one that's in jail. Would that be a surprise? No. One in jail would not be a surprise. And we'll see as this goes along what that dad that we heard from earlier, what his stuff is, because you know it's all going to come out. It's all going to come out. Joy said there's so many women that can't have children, would love to parent. You get mothers like these, makes my blood boil. I agree. And like I said earlier, she could have been dropped off what is it called? Safe haven law or something like that, where you can drop kids off. Now, hopefully you wouldn't want your kids to know you, because this is the thing also about kids, specifically daughters. I know it's supposed to be that boys love their mothers more, in love with their mothers, and boys are in love with their mothers and girls are in love with their fathers. But let me tell you something. Kids as a whole, but especially girls, really love their mothers, y'all, okay? Regardless of what they do to them for the most part. They still gonna cling to her, because that's usually where you get your, usually where you get your, I will call it love, your like hugs and kisses and praise, okay? That doesn't mean that fathers don't do it. Don't come for me. Listen to me for a second. The baby is in the mom. If you're normal, you're close from that perspective. You feel from the inside out when your kid is kicking and moving, giving you heartburn, causing hemorrhoids. I'm just saying, this is where you bond with your kid if you're normal, right? You're the one that goes to that pain when that baby come out. You're the one that gets cut open when that baby come out. You're the first person that gets to hold them. And what they used to do, I don't know what they do now, is you naked, and then you put or your top is open and you put a baby on your chest. You breastfeed them. You're looking in their faces. You know what I mean? They're looking at you. They know your voice, right? I'm just saying, if you're a mom, you know what I'm talking about, okay? And then as they get older, you're the disciplinarian. You're the one that teaches them how to be a girl, a female. You dress them up. Ain't no men going now for the most part trying to find the best dresses. I was buying clothes before the first kid came. We would go shopping all the time, making sure everything looked straight. I told you I had to buy a book to know how to do hair and make sure that they were straight as much as I could possibly do. But little girls, because of that bond, in my opinion, will forgive their moms regardless, and always want to be in their face, always want to hear a praise from them, always want to hear I love you, or names like my kids' names are a Woot. I can't really tell you their names. I'll call one Toot, Woot, like all these crazy names. Like you come up with these names. Men don't typically come up with these names. They be like baby girl, but me, depending on like I do with so many things here, I come up with all these different names, right? All these terms of endearment, I will call it. So you definitely, for a girl, will forgive more from your mom, at least when you're younger, right? And always want to go to her. And then that could be used against a man, right?
This is amazing.
She want me. Of course she does. She's a girl and you're a woman. That's just kind of how that usually goes. If you're normal. But even if you're treating a kid bad, they still gonna go to you. The little girls will still typically go to their moms. Argue with your mom. I'm just saying. This is for normal people. Thank you, Boo. He said The Purge. Why waste our tax? Stop this! Y'all gonna stop this. Thank you, Boo, but stop this. No, we're going to follow the law to make sure that she stays in jail for the rest of her black ass, punk ass, bitch ass life. See you next Tuesday. I'm definitely emotional about it. You know, I cannot stand when people be doing this type of bullshit to these damn kids. Again, especially when they can just give them to the hospital or the fire station. And I think there's another place that you can take them, or give them up for adoption, or, do something other than this. Go to the damn social services, because clearly she on social services. Yeah, see, that's good. That's cool. But I have 1,000,001 names for my kids. I have had 1,000,001 names for them. 1,000,001 names. But anyway, this is going to be interesting. That's all I'm saying. I wonder if she's in solitary. She should be in public. What is it called? Public. Whatever it's called. She should be with the public. She should be in the public with the rest of everybody else. She ain't special. She ain't special at all. And I don't know what the 1-to-1 is, but anybody that's going to sit up here and try to say her frontal lobe, they could kiss my ass. Not y'all, but you know how they always come up with the frontal lobe. Child, somebody could be 55. The frontal lobe is not fully developed, to come up with some damn excuses so that they don't have no accountability. Anyway. So yeah, so that is the update for this mess. She gets a $2 million bond, $1 million for each kid. And it has to be in cash. So nobody should be getting her the fuck on up out of there. General population, thank you, boo. General population, thank you. She need to be right there. You generally was populating out there doing what you did. Now generally populate your ass on out here with the rest of these oranges, the new black sisters, okay? I don't care what race they are. Get your ass on out there and get your 3 meals in a day. Now you got 3 hots in a cot. Now deal with it. Now deal with it. And I feel like the governor had said something about this, Legend, since you had mentioned that he put a pause on DP. Bring it the fuck back. Put a vote out now and bring it the fuck back. I'm just saying. But anyway. All right, y'all. I got to get to work, and so do y'all if you're working today. TGIF, I see you. I appreciate you. I will be back. I'll be taking a look at this and seeing what the hell else is going on. I've been trying to do a Crime is Down. Maybe I'll do Crime is Down for Saturday morning. But I'll let y'all know. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Have the video if you came back. Please, if it is available, make sure you comment. I see you all in the next one.